All right, have and have not fans, just like the video request of, hey Jeremy, what do you think Jim's going to do to get revenge on the Criers? We also know that Jim is going to get revenge on Veronica thanks to getting his blessing from David. In the preview for next week, and again, I haven't seen the preview aside from when it originally aired after the episode, since they haven't uploaded it to YouTube, so I'm kind of going off memory here, and I could be wrong, but I think in the preview, Veronica's at her house saying something along the lines of, okay, Veronica, they're coming after you. So I don't know what's that in reference to. Is it like, does she get like some kind of sign that, as Quita said, the hood, they're coming for you, they're working against you, of her ratchet language. That could be a sign about that. It could be some along the lines of getting some sort of forewarning about George and the fact that David is working with him against her. I don't know who they could be, but kind of like Candace, Veronica has a lot of enemies, so there's no telling who could be coming after her in the future episodes. But what will Jim do? I mean, as he was telling David, it is going to be something big. It's not going to be something small like a fender bender. It's like, Jim, I hope you're not talking about domestic terrorism. Because, wait, did that David voice sound bad? Okay. Jim, I hope you're not talking about domestic terrorism. Okay, yeah, that's better. I think the first time was off. But yeah, that actually makes sense because the whole bombing thing that involved him and Erica in the car, that drew the attention of the FBI, and that was, bombing/terrorism. So that's why, they pretty much swooped in like buzzards on that scenario. I could not tell you what Jim has planned. I honestly can't because of multiple reasons. Kind of like in the video I just recorded about Jim versus, the Youngs, like Jim getting revenge on Candace, Hannah, and Benny. Jim's hand, I'm going to say hand, is tied because remember, he has one arm in a sling and then his other hand is free. Well, technically not free because he keeps pressing a button for morphine. So literally his hands are pretty much full at the moment. One not being able to be used and the other one being used for morphine. So yeah, if heaven forbid Jim becomes addicted to morphine like Wyatt is to drugs. But I think that what can Jim do? Literally, I mean, with Hannah being the executor, him being transferred 835, then with the lawsuit from Celine looming in regards to child support, pain and suffering, and a slew of other things that Veronica mentioned, I don't know if there's anything he can do because he doesn't have, I mean, as Catherine said a few seasons ago, your name doesn't mean shit in this town since you tried and failed to run for governor. So I feel that when it comes down to it, maybe David will fund the plan. I don't know. Remember, Jim doesn't have anything. And I mean, imagine if he tells Hannah, can I get like $50,000 or something? And then, I don't know, as the executor, if, Jim has to explain why he needs the money or whatever, because we know he'll lie and Hannah can see right through that. But I don't know what Jim can do. I mean, there are a lot of elaborate plans I can think of, but keep in mind, he has no cash. So he probably still has favors with people. And remember, I know a lot of people say that, man, ever since the Malones turned on Jim, he has nothing. No, like the surgeon and whatnot, and, Akil, Jim has a bunch of people who are still available for his, operations, if you will. The Malones are pretty much like a special task force, kind of like Jim is Frieza, the Malones are the Ginyu Force, and then people like Akil and, the surgeon and whatnot, they're kind of like the Zarbon, the Dorias or whatnot. They're people he could just call upon when he needs them. I was watching Dragon Ball Z earlier, sue me. But really, I think that when it comes down to it, there are a lot of people that Jim has legal favors from, because he was a, judge. Well, he still is a judge. He's just not on the bench anymore because him and David stepped down to run for the governor's mansion. That doesn't mean they could. Again, I could be wrong about this, but I don't think that doesn't mean they can't go back to work if they wanted to. I don't know. But in any case, all I'm saying is, I think it should have fire because I feel like the Ice Queen, her demise or defeat should definitely involve fire. It's so fitting. So I definitely think that she loves setting things on fire, whether it be cars or houses and whatnot. So I don't know. It would just seem so anticlimactic if her death wasn't big. I mean, as the title for the next episode is Boom Boom Bang. Honestly, I have no idea what reference is that to. All I can think about is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, we love you. But I don't know. So, wait, didn't Veronica say Bing Bang Boom? Wasn't that to Candace after Erica died? I don't know. But all I can say is my theories are kind of, you know, I can't really go anywhere with them because of the fact that, once again, Jim doesn't have a lot of resources. So I really don't know how he can handle this situation. He assured David that he can do it, and I believe it. But in terms of how, I don't know. I think the more pressing question is, how are David and Jim going to find these lawyers, because they have the puzzle pieces? Because if anything happens to Veronica, those red file folders, I believe that David referenced, you know, the same one he had that he showed George, Veronica has that too. So if anything happens to her, those lawyers are supposed to get together, and yeah, that can ruin everything. So we'll just have to wait and see, guys. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disappoint you all, but like I said, there are just so many other unknown factors right now that I can't tell what Jim is going to do. Obviously, as he said, it's going to be big. It could be an explosion or something, which would definitely be karma blowing up in Veronica's face, like the car blew up in Erica's, even though the outside of the car wasn't the inside, that was barely singed, but whatever. So with that being said, leave your most creative thoughts in the comment section below about how do you think Jim is going to have Veronica taken out. With all that being said, hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss out on any new content. Hit that subscribe button if you are new, and make sure you follow me on social media. Links are in the description below.